Good evening, folks, and welcome to an hour. Hey, you know what? I'm lying. It's afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to an hour with Bob. I usually did my show at night, but since we moved to East Providence and I lost most of my crew, we haven't been able to do shows on the Tuesday night, which is when I always did them before. But right now, I'm settling for the afternoon shows. Here we are on a Wednesday afternoon. It is June 8th, right? And I got a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long, long time, and you'll know him as soon as I tell you who he is. He's the biggest promoter around here, and before that, he owned a very popular restaurant in North Providence called The Classic, and that would be Jimmy Burchfield. How you doing, Jimmy?
Hi, Bob.
Nice to see
be
you.
here.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for them kind words.
Why not?
Yes, thank you, thank you.
And before I get into where I recently saw you, who's that with you? Is that Jamie Clampitt?
This is my champion here. Yes, it's Jamie the Hurricane Clampitt.
Wow.
Yeah.
She looks unbelievable. She's in perfect shape, by the way.
Actually, so I make her husband happy too. It's Jamie the Hurricane Clampitt Hayes.
Hayes?
Right, Hayes.
Okay.
So we make everyone happy.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
And Jamie, you have 2 kids even.
Yes. Yep.
And you still maintain, and you were telling me how you're a vegetarian?
Vegan.
A vegan?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Did I say it wrong?
No animal product whatsoever. No dairy. No.
How about
meat,
eggs?
Nope.
No eggs.
No. So mostly plant-based.
So you eat trees?
Trees and
Trees
grass.
and plants, right? Trees and what?
Trees and grass.
Trees and grass, that's it, huh?
That's the secret.
My question is, how do you make it taste good?
It tastes good.
It does?
Yeah.
And you, being from the Classic restaurant, you had great steaks up there, right?
We had
Back in the day.
a lot of great stuff.
Veal?
Our veal was the best around.
Yep.
Yeah. We had people come from Boston all over just for our veal.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it was great.
I only had to drive a couple miles.
Yeah, you were around the block.
Out in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you were one of our good customers as well.
Exactly.
We appreciated that.
Now, that's been closed how long?
It's like maybe,
25?
yeah, it's about 25, 26 years.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time does fly. Now, I started to say, I saw you recently at an event. You were honored at an event just about a month ago, right? Weren't you honored?
Yeah, I was humbled by that honor, the Rhode Island Heritage Hall
Hall
of
of
Fame,
Fame.
which, you know, is a very prestigious organization. And the former, you had generals and judges and everything else who have been in this Hall of Fame.
Right. Captains of industry.
Captains of industry and the leaders of business here in Rhode Island and the world. So I was really honored. It was a great, great event.
It was, and first of all, I was shocked at the crowd. Not shocked, but the crowd was over 500 people there.
Yeah, and you know, Dr. Patrick Conley, who is the
Great guy.
president, he's a great guy, and not realizing that it's a good story, not realizing that as a young man, he was a Golden Gloves champion.
I didn't know that, and I've known
Yeah.
him for years. I
And
didn't
you know,
that.
Dr. Conley, he was born in South Providence, and
So you had a fight.
you had to fight to live, and consequently he won, and he won the Golden Gloves and stuff, and become one of the leaders in Rhode Island. I mean, he just donated a $4 million piece of property in Bristol.
Really?
He donated it to
And
the
he
whole-
doesn't talk about stuff
No,
like
he
that.
doesn't.
He doesn't brag about
he
stuff like
He
that.
doesn't. So I thought it would be nice, and all he's done for everyone, that we presented him with a pair of World Championship
Gloves.
heavyweight gloves, signed by the inductees that were inducted in the 2022.
Right.
And then I called my friend Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC, the most prestigious sanctioned body in boxing.
Right.
And I said, I need a favor. I want to present a World Championship WBC belt to
Yeah, that
Dr.
was funny.
Conley. and we did that. And,
I know.
Yeah, and that was that. I'm hoping I could see that big smile on his face when that was happening, and you know, I love to make people happy.
Right.
And that's why I missed the restaurant business a little bit.
Right.
Because it gave me an opportunity to make people happy.
Well, you also like the maitre d' there too. You were out fun all the time.
We were all over there.
You were all
We
over-
washed
yeah.
dishes as well.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of
Right.
course.
So that was good. It was a very prestigious. Thanks for bringing it up. It was Rhode Island Heritage Hall of Fame will mean an awful lot to me the rest of my life.
No, that's good to hear. That's
Yep.
good to hear. In fact, the last show I had another good friend of mine, John, the former Speaker of the House, Johnny Howard.
Well, he's my man. He's a fighter. He's always been a fighter and a competitor. And
Hell of a hockey player.
he was a
and
tremendous
baseball
hockey player,
Yeah.
and he's still in great shape.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Great family. Great guy.
Well, he comes from my neighborhood.
Yep.
In Pawtucket.
Yep.
And we lived, I don't know, 4 streets away from each other growing up. I'm a little older than him.
Right.
But we knew each other back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, and actually he sat next to me and, you know, we chatted a little bit about a lot of different things as everything was going on. So I was honored to be inducted with him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what's going on with you right now? You got this young lady with you because she's,
Well-
I can't believe you're fighting. I don't believe you're a beautiful woman. I mean, I can't believe you don't even have any marks on you.
Well, let me back up a little bit with female boxing. And, you know, when Jamie started, everyone condemned me and said, "Why are you making females fight?"
Right.
And
Because they want to.
right, and if they want,
Right?
I mean, she's, and the only reason she can continue what she's doing is the way she takes care of herself.
Unbelievable.
Not everyone can do that.
No.
If you don't take care of yourself, you know,
You look
George-
like me.
Yeah, look at George. No, you look good. Look at George Foreman, what he did.
Right.
And you know, if you don't put toxic stuff in your body
Right.
and you take care of yourself, you can go to the moon. So after Jamie accomplished all that she accomplished, and she started bringing up a family and had 2 children and a beautiful husband and everything, and has a beautiful gym that I want her to talk about a little bit
Yep.
too. It's in Warwick. I was shocked one day. It was about, how long ago, Jamie? A year and a half or
Yeah, a
so?
year and a half ago.
She
Yeah.
called me. She said, "Can I speak with you?" And yeah. She said, "I'm thinking about making a comeback."
Oh, you brought it up.
I brought it up,
She
yep.
said, "I'm thinking about making a comeback." Are you
After how many years?
8 year.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
that's
way up.
big. That's
Yeah.
huge.
So I said, "Jamie, will you repeat that again?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah." So I said, "Okay, then this is what you got to do. You got to go to the doctors, get all medical clearance that you're fine to fight,
Right.
and everything. Let's take that step first.
Sure.
That your body's good, everything's good. Once you get that okay from the medical people, then we'll go to work." And she did it all, and it's amazing on how she keeps her body and how she. I mean, it's a pleasure watching her fight.
Right.
Because in the training that goes in, not what most people don't understand, the night of the fight is easy.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
getting,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
getting
yeah,
ready.
exactly.
You know, you got to make the weight.
Right.
You gotta punish yourself.
Right.
It takes a special breed of a person, whether it's females even a little. I would have to say I have to give an edge to the female that would put up with this, as well as a male, that, you know, to sacrifice what you have to sacrifice. You kind of got to put your whole life aside. And
Right.
she's bringing up 2 children on top of it.
Sure.
So she's going to pay attention to them as
And
well.
her husband.
And her husband. So you know, but anyone that enters them 3 stairs and goes into that ring, they're special people. I mean, you know, you don't have no teammate. It's you
Right,
alone. You don't have someone you can pass the ball off to,
Right.
or
Uno, right?
someone that you blocks for you. The only teammate that a fighter has, and Jamie has a lot of them, are the fans that come and see her fight.
Right.
They're her teammates.
Yeah. And also the motivation. Right?
That's her motivation. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she's very popular. She's very, you know, I called her late yesterday and said, "Listen, I'd like you to be on a program with me tomorrow."
Right.
Now, with her training, with everything she does, it's a pleasure because she gets it. She understands that this part of the marketing of yourself,
Absolutely.
marketing of the event,
Right.
okay? Listen, we do an event and we got a half arena empty. That place is going to tell us, don't come back here anymore.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
So you know, she gets it all. She understands it. It's a pleasure working with her. And that's why she's the main event of the card.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. very
That is
exciting.
cool.
It is cool.
Now, what's your daily routine fighting?
For training?
For
Or
tra-
just
I'm sorry,
for-
training.
Yeah, I mean, for training, I mean, I'm up usually at like 5 a.m. every day.
Listen to this.
Yeah, so I was at work at 6 this morning already, and then I come home, get my kids ready for school, get them off, go back to work, and then I usually train in the afternoon, get my kids, usually go back to work, and then I
Wait a
train
minute,
again.
wait a minute. You got the
So-
kids and work too?
Yeah, so I own a gym in Warwick called On the Ropes.
Yeah, tell us a little about that.
Yeah.
It's a great gym.
Yeah, it's been really great. We've been open for about 3.5 years,
Right.
and there's 4 of us that own it, 4 women, and we just really wanted a place. You know, when I started boxing, women weren't welcome into boxing,
Right.
and it was always a little tricky going into a gym because, you know, in the
Especially if
beginning-
you're the only woman there.
I was the only woman most of the time, and you know, people didn't always either take me seriously or want to train me or want to work with me.
Right.
So we just created this gym, welcome to everybody, every fitness level. You know, they don't necessarily need to get in the ring. They just enjoy getting hit in the bag, you know, sweating. We've built like a really big community. And it's just been like just such a blessing and a really nice family. We've met some wonderful people, and they'll all be there on the 24th. So
No
a
kidding.
huge support. Yeah,
Where is it in Warwick?
it's at the Pontiac Mills in Warwick, right by the mall.
It's a beautiful gym.
Yeah,
Really
so
is.
We're really, really lucky because we have a great location, and it's a freestanding building. So
Oh, is it a
you
brick
know-
building? It's one of the old brick
yeah,
buildings.
it's one of the old firehouses.
Right,
so-
Yeah, right in that Pontiac Mill
Yep.
complex.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been really lucky. Just great people, very supportive in everything that we do, not just boxing. You know, if we have, you know, an event, everybody goes to the event.
Right.
If somebody's celebrating something, we all show up for each other. So that's really what it's about. And I think just, you know, building that
community, basically, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do a lot for the community as
Yeah.
well. And it's like a team. I mean, they're all the 4 partners and the members and everyone in the gym that like Jamie said, everyone works together. If they have a challenge that they're going to do a charity event or something, everyone pitches in, and you'll see them all there on June 24th.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
They're the rowdy,
yeah.
rowdy group. But,
Well, we're
you
going to
know,
go back and forth, but since you brought it up, June 24th, you're going to be at Twin River, right?
Yep.
Or Bally's now. It's called Bally's, right?
I still,
You still
I'm
refer to
still
it
in the
as Twin
habit
Twin
of
River.
saying Twin River, but yeah.
It's called Bally's now,
yeah.
right? And that's on the night of the 24th?
Yes,
Nighttime, right?
yeah. The doors open at 6. The fights will start at 7. Jamie will probably go on around 10. There's 8 big fights. There's a big Sicilian heavyweight as the other featured fight.
That's a male heavyweight.
Yeah, his name is Giuseppe, a nice Irish name.
Yeah, it sounds like you got an O in there after?
Yeah, Giuseppe
O.
Angelo Cusimano.
Oh, my God.
And he comes
Say
from
that
Ca-
3
He
times.
comes from Carita, Sicily.
Oh, my.
He's a big guy. He's you know.
Now, has he ever fought before? For
Oh
you?
yeah. He's
Was he there a couple of years ago?
Yeah, he fought.
Yeah.
He fought at Twin River.
I
3 or
I
4
was there
times
for that.
actually.
At least one
So
of those
let me
fights.
tell you about Bally's Twin River, and you know it's been our home for a good many years, and even when I had the classic, we would take everyone up to Twin River at that time, but basically. We've been out of business for 3 years.
I
Bob.
know. That was my next question.
You know,
COVID, how that affected
the
you.
COVID affected us terribly because it put a lot of people out of work. Our fighters, their trainers, their camps, you know, our fans and everything. And in them 3 years, we tried our best.
Right.
Governor Raimondo asked us during the course, we'll let you do a couple of events with no fans. So we went to the Crown Plaza under the tent, and we did 2 fights under the tent with no
No
fans.
fans. That's not very.
It cost us a lot of money.
Yes.
Then, as Governor McGee, our friend, got in, and he wanted us to do an outside event.
Right.
Jamie fought there actually at Cranston Stadium outside.
Right.
Right on the turf, okay? And that was very challenging. It was a very hot day. Jamie can tell you a little bit about that. But we had no choice. We had to try to continue the program. So this fight card at Twin River Bally's is our first one in over almost 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, so we're excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah, we're excited. And you know, I'm trying my best. We are the only national
Franchise?
professional sports franchise left here in Rhode Island. And I'm trying to stay here. But, you know, it's very
What keeps you here?
Well, it's where I was born and everything, and I love, as well as we do fights all over, okay? Well, we're going to need some help from our top people here that run the state,
Right.
if they want to keep me here,
Yeah.
you know? Because, you know, we have a lot of the cost of putting an event together. You can only charge so much a ticket.
Right.
It's like you have a restaurant, and the prices go up, you change the menu prices, you know? So when there's a rent at Twin River Casino, which we never had,
Right.
okay?
Oh, there is now?
Yeah, and then we have no rooms, no hotels. So Jamie's opponents and everything, all the opponents. This morning I was running around the whole state of Rhode Island to try to get a deal for hotel rooms.
Right.
And everyone now, it's supply and demand.
Sure.
Where we were getting rooms for $99
Yep.
a room.
Well, they
they're
want
now
a deuce.
$189,
Yep.
$199.
Yep.
You can't pass them on. So more than ever right now, we need to sell the arena out, and we need to take sponsorships in order to stay in business. So hopefully, the leaders of the state of Rhode Island, Twin River Casino and Bally's, if they want us here, they'll adjust to some of these things.
Right.
In the meantime, we got to do what we got to do.
Now, this is the first that you're having to pay to be over there, right?
It's the first time, yeah.
That's because now it's a big corporation at Bally's.
I don't know what it is, Bob. I realize that when things go up and everything, but listen, I've been Rhode Island. I've been boxing. I've never stopped. I've given every person like Jamie an opportunity to bring them as far up the mountain. I love Twin River Casino. It's a great home for us. But at the end of the day, in business, you have to make money, or you're out of business.
Right.
Okay. So if your costs go up too much,
Right.
I mean that rent is that doesn't cover anything else. So
Just the space.
Just the space. So we got to pay our judges, our doctors. We got to pay everyone else in these commission costs. So it's very, very challenging right now. And if I don't get some help from Rhode Island,
Right.
I'm going to make some moves.
Well, that would be sad. That would be sad for Rhode Island.
Yeah, I mean, Worcester would love me up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would love us up there.
And how long have you been doing this?
This is my 33rd year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still CES, is it still
Yeah,
called?
Classic Entertainment and Sports,
Yeah.
CES. We have two divisions. We have our boxing,
Right.
and about 13 years ago,
You started at MMA.
I started MMA.
I
which is-
remember when you started.
Yeah, in fact, I kind of, at the infancy of MMA, I said, nah. They were trying to pass it here in Rhode Island. It wouldn't pass.
Right. I remember that.
And for 2 or 3 years. And I figured it's another carnival act. I didn't want to be involved in no carnival act.
Right.
I want to do legitimate business.
Right.
And I want to be at the best of what we're doing, no matter what it is. Whether it's the classic restaurant or classic entertainment and sports, or if I'm going to go shine shoes,
Yep.
I want to be the best at it. Okay?
I
And-
thought I was pretty good at shining shoes, you know.
Yeah, I did too. I was pretty good too. So we had to do that at that time.
I had a shoe shine parlor.
Right. But to give, with all of these challenges, and there's a lot more of them right now, okay? And to talk about the MMA for a moment, I helped kill it not to be law here for 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because I figured it's going to destroy my boxing business.
Sure.
But then when I seen it was here to stay,
Right.
I said, we got to find out about this. And we launched it about 13 years ago. In our first event, once it's licensed now in Rhode Island. Twin Rivers at that time said to me, Jimmy, we'll give you all the boxing dates you want. We don't want MMA here.
Oh, I can believe that.
Yeah, it's too barbaric.
Right.
And you know, a lot of people helped me that let me do one, and if it doesn't work, then we won't do anymore.
Right.
And we did one. It was like a boxing division, like if we had did it for 30 years, it was perfect.
Yeah.
So and both of the divisions help each other. You know, they do. I mean, some of the MMA fighters spar with some of the boxers and vice versa. So it's been really good. But this isn't about Jimmy Burchfield. This is about our fighters like Jamie Clampitt and giving them the opportunity, all right, to become world champions. Tell us, Jamie, a little bit about how many times have you been a champion?
I've been a 4-time world champion.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, four times. You realize how big that? And tell us a little bit about the Hall of Fame.
So I was inducted in the Female Boxing Hall of Fame in 2020, but they had to postpone it a year, so we went last year. And
Where was that?
it was in Las Vegas.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it was just, I mean, it was really amazing because when I started boxing in 1992, and I was the second female registered in Canada ever to be boxing.
Yeah, you are Canadian. You were born in
Canadian,
Canada.
yeah, so with the Canadian Amateur Boxing Association. So it was just really cool to hear all these women that have been in the sport for so long, and you know, all the struggles that we've had to go through just to get in the ring, and then to, you know, be respected in the sport. And, you know, like Mr. Burchfield said, he was one of the first. You know, when I was boxing in Canada.
I got condemned for it, actually.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I did. Now the promoters, they're all jumping on the bandwagon, but they weren't there when this all started.
So you mean when women were boxing? You know,
Yeah.
To bring women into boxing?
Yeah. We ended up with 3 female world champions.
Really?
Starting with, yeah. So the other thing, I have a surprise for Jamie. And no one knows this. I'm announcing it right here, right now. So it was one of the fires that was burning here while I was 10 minutes late, is that we're going to have...
He's always good for a surprise.
Right, we're going to have an opportunity, I think Jamie will be happy about this, that her people in Canada are going to be able to watch her fight.
Cut it out.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
Now,
I
you
didn't know.
were from
Yeah,
Winnipeg?
She doesn't know it.
I'm from Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
So we're going to live stream Jamie's fight and the whole card, the 24th. So all her family and all her fans in Canada
Right.
and all over the world, because she's made friends all over the United States.
Right.
Of course, we want the people that come to the live event.
Right, of course.
But the people who can't, it's going to be $19.95.
Right.
And it's going to be a pay-per-view.
Oh,
And I'm sorry.
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
You could scratch that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. But it's going to. So I wanted to share that with Jamie.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
How cool is that?
That's very exciting.
You
Yeah.
still have relatives up there, right?
Yeah, my parents are there.
Oh, really?
Yep, my whole family's up there. So, you know, it's been tough because they haven't had an opportunity even to come here because of COVID, and then to, you know,
Right.
now I'm back in the ring, and
Yep.
it's been challenging to get them to see any footage of my recent
Now,
boxing.
you have any brothers and sisters up there?
Well, I had a sister that passed away a couple of years ago, and
Oh.
but her kids are up there, and my niece and nephew, and like I said, my parents and cousins, and lots of aunts and uncles. So,
Yeah,
big
and-
family up there.
And I thought, you know, like Jamie is one, but let's take the Italian fighter in his country is going to be able to watch him fight as well.
Wow.
You know, so and we have some other people from the Dominican Republic fighting, and from Puerto Rico. So their fans or their family from their countries.
You hooked it up so they're all going to be connected,
and it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy, and I was going to wait till tomorrow to tell Jamie, but we just finished it today. So
No kidding.
yeah. So I hope
exciting.
that makes you happy.
Very happy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And well, it should. And well, it should.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're always doing something, Jimmy.
Well, I said if you're gonna do something, you got to do it right.
Gotta do it all the
You
way,
gotta
right?
you got to, and listen. As in the class in the restaurant was, Jimmy, do you miss the restaurant?
Right.
And I said, yeah, I miss the restaurant because I miss.
I'll tell you what you miss about the restaurant business.
Yes.
The people.
Yeah, I miss the people.
You don't miss the employees. You don't
No,
miss the
no.
aggravation.
But I had tremendous employees
Yep.
too, Bob. I miss my employees.
Right.
I had employees.
No,
that
not
worked-
as people. You don't miss them as people.
But to have you come in, sit down, and I'd shine your shoes, as you know. The Classic did
Right.
everything. I knew when your birthday was. I knew where you wanted to sit.
Yep.
I knew you wanted a glass of wine with, or you wanted a drink with 2 ice cubes. I had it all. Leo Del Ricci, that owns Twins Pizza.
Right.
He loved burnt garlic bread.
Oh,
burnt
yeah.
garlic.
Burnt garlic bread.
When he sat down, he got burnt garlic bread. I look at these restaurants, and they're all computerized and everything.
Right, yeah.
And they don't even know, could they
You're not
tell
a
you-
person anymore.
Could they tell you what you loved?
No.
No.
No,
But
not a chance.
I'm still, as much as I know we got to stay up to 2022, we're in, the century here that is all technology and everything. I'm never going to forget old school either.
Right, good.
Okay, so if I tell my granddaughters and the younger people, listen, you see the whole field, you can have the technology of now,
Right.
You call somebody now, you leave them a message on the phone, you don't hear back for 3 days from them.
Right.
You text them or email, and they'll hit you
They're right
back for like a second. So,
When they won't call you. by the
no,
way.
they won't call
They
you.
will not call you.
No, they won't call you. They won't call you.
And it's amazing. How many phone numbers do you remember?
Not many. I remember my mother's phone number
Right.
and maybe 3 or 4.
And it's not because of age. It's
Right.
because of technology,
It's
right?
your technology.
Yeah.
We don't know any phone
No.
numbers. I knew
Well,
everybody's
like-
I know
phone
one.
number. I have 8 brothers and sisters. I
If
knew
you
all their
ask
phone
me,
numbers.
if you ask me Jamie's phone number, I call it 1,000 times. I don't know it because I
Press
just
the
sit there. I just push the button, But listen, I'm very excited about June 24th.
Right.
I'm very excited about Jamie under the big lights at Twin River
That's gotta
Valley
be cool.
Casino.
Yeah.
These are, she fought once at Crown Plaza
Right,
and once at Cranston Stadium.
right.
And they
I
were
think it was at the
disadvantaged.
Crown Plaza. when you
Yeah,
fought.
I mean,
Yeah,
it-
February.
we had to adjust. We had to adjust the conditions we were given.
Yeah, exactly.
Now she has Twin River Casino, and
Right.
that's her room. That's where she belongs, fighting, and that's what makes me happy. Bob, just like it made me happy when you came in, and I know I gave you tremendous service, and you had tremendous food, and you stood for the entertainment at the Classic Restaurant. To sit there and watch Jamie walk up them stairs
Right.
into the ring.
Right, yeah.
And let me tell you something.
That's almost like a fatherly thing for
It
you.
is a fatherly thing. Every one of them, it gets my motors running, okay? And then when they raise their hand, I've done my job. She's done her job, I've done my job. And that's what this is all about. So we're happy to be a part of it all.
And that's the 24th of June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time? At 6 o'clock, you said doors open,
Doors
right?
open at 6, the fights will start
begin
at
at
7.
8 o'clock. Nope.
There's 8 fights.
There's a total of 8 fights.
Yeah.
All right, so off the subject a little bit.
Yeah.
MMA.
Yeah.
Different divisions there, the 2 divisions, or MMA?
Yeah,
How does that work out?
actually,
I know there's weight difference,
I
right?
want to say it. So actually, and I don't want to slight anything. So for June 17th, the week before,
Right.
we have a big MMA show there.
At
Twin River
At
Casino.
Twin Rivers, yep.
We did do one MMA show with Gary Tiger Boletto's son.
Right, yeah.
for the main event.
That's right.
And man, he had about 500 people there.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah, and
Gary, the father's an amazing guy.
yeah, and so we're back to back. Friday, June
17th.
17th, MMA.
Right, and then 25th?
The following week, June 24th, boxing.
24th, 24th.
So it's challenging, but you know we're happy that we've got the opportunity to bring back events.
And how many fighters are in the 17th event?
There's 11 fights on the MMA show.
And that starts at the same time?
Same time, 6 o'clock. The doors open at 7. Yep.
But explain to the people who don't know what MMA is. What is that all about?
It's
mixed martial arts.
Mixed
it means,
martial
right?
arts.
They can do
So-
judo, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Well, what's happened and why the state of Rhode Island and a lot of other states have now made it law is that they've broken it down where there were a lot of barbaric.
Right. Well, there's certain
situations.
things you still can't do, right?
Still,
You
and
stick
they've
out,
made
the eyes
right.
out, you
They
can't
made
do
it. They made it.
Oh, I've
tight
seen
and
that in
tight.
Thailand and
You know,
Russia.
maybe a MMA fighter could take a boxing bout
Right.
because part of an MMA fighter,
Is to box.
there's several ways as Jamie gets ready for a fight. All her sparring and everything is done stand up and
Right,
you know,
right. It's done with the hands.
It's done with the hands.
Right.
When an MMA fight is getting ready
Right.
to fight, they got to do the stand up.
Right.
They got to do the grappling.
Right.
They got to do 3 or 4. So they've got 3 or 4 different coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, an MMA.
Well, they got a kick too.
They got a kick. An MMA fight can end in seconds.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You know, they
yes.
get you in a chokehold or
Right.
whatever
That's
it
what
is.
the Brazilians are noted for.
Oh yeah, the Brazilians are good at it.
Yeah.
The Brazilians are really good at it, and it's very exciting. And I think that what we want to do is, what the MMA fan is a much younger
Right.
demographic.
Right. Yes.
You know,
high school kids up to college kids.
You ask someone 18, 19, 20 years old, the MMA champions,
They'll tell
they'll
you
know
who
them
they-
all.
Yeah.
Kids, I mean, kids 12, 13 years old, they'll know the MMA champions. But the MMA come to the boxing, the
Right.
fighters, the boxers go see the MMA, you know. So it's been good, and we're working harder with that to make each other support and respect each other.
Now, wasn't MMA like a crossover from kickboxing? Didn't that
Yeah,
kind
it
of
all
start there?
I mean, it starts in a different way. Kickboxing is one thing, and you know, the different parts of. There's grappling matches now.
Right, right.
Grappling is you stay on the mat.
Right.
You know, it's not mixed martial arts.
Right.
It's grappling.
Right.
So you would stay on the mat, and you got to put someone in a hole or
To
whatever.
me, it looks like a version of high school wrestling.
Exactly. That's basically what grappling is. But the wrestlers in high school and college, a lot of them, you know, we have one that we brought up to the UFC. His name is Charles Rosa. He's a big star in the UFC. He was a wrestler at Johnson Wales University here, and we took him, and he did maybe 8-9 events at Twin River Casino with us.
Yep.
With MMA. You know, they go crazy. I mean, the
Oh, I'll tell you, in Europe and in Asia,
Yeah.
they really go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
with that stuff. Really
Yeah.
go crazy.
So it's been exciting, you know. I waited a while. I wanted to make sure that, you know, it wasn't another carnival act. When I seen it was
Right.
real, I said, we gotta.
Well, when they finally restricted certain things,
Yeah.
it became more legitimate, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
Because when it was all out, no, and they could do anything.
Oh yeah.
You think if
Well,
they had a
well,
hammer near the
you
ring,
know-
they'd grab
you-
the hammer and
You know what
smash somebody over
You
the
know
head
what
with it.
happened, Bob? When finally it passed in Rhode Island, there were about 40 or 50 MMA promoters in Rhode Island, New England, and Northeast.
And what happened to them
They,
all?
when I launched the MMA, I'll tell you what happened. We were regulated in the boxing.
Right.
Our brand of how we were respected in boxing opened up so many avenues for us in MMA, and consequently, you know, fortunately our MMA division, because we have matchmakers that do the MMA. We have matchmakers that do the boxing. My son Jimmy, that's a lawyer. You know, when he was practicing, he didn't really have the time to help me with this
Right.
sport.
Right.
But they took a liking to MMA, and they've been tremendously. My son Jimmy, Pat Sullivan, Fred Blank, they Marcus Pappas. I've got a tremendous team. I have a tremendous team on both sides with the MMA and boxing. So it's really been good. It's teamwork. You can't do this by yourself. You got to depend on some people.
Yeah.
I have a problem because if I depend on someone, I expect you to get your responsibilities done. And in the 21st century, it's hard to get it done. But we give it our best shot.
You do that.
You shake out who's real.
Right.
And, Tom Brady's a great quarterback. But he's got to have them ends, and he's got to have them people to pass the ball.
Yep.
And they're covered, and they know each other's mind.
Yep.
Okay? I expect my people to know my mind.
Right.
All right?
Does anybody know Jimmy Burchfield's
Right.
mind?
I mean, my three boys to this day, in their age and everything, all I got to do is look at them, and I don't have to say a word. They know what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
Okay? And consequently, if you take a responsibility in life, and that's been my success, is be a man of your word, do what you say you're going to do, and do it right. That's it.
It makes sense to
we
me.
may have to shake out 10 or 12 people that I may have as an employee of mine, and see who is real, see who can get their job done, or who really cares about getting their job done.
Right.
And that's why we have the best. I have the best staff in combat sports.
Well, you must have a lot of people, a lot of fighters approach you, boxers approach you that want to be part of the CES. And how do you weed them out?
As a fighter or
As a fighter.
As a fighter? Well, earlier in my career, I kind of, listen, right now we have to look for world champions. So they have to have, whether it's MMA or boxing, they have to have talent, okay? You take Jason Big Six Estrada. He had over 300 amateur fights.
Oh my God.
300 amateur fights.
300 fights.
Yeah, and he went to the Olympics.
Yep.
So you see the different talent when someone has put that up. I don't want to be disrespectful to anything, but anyone. But right now you have a lot of Facebook fighters. They're not really fighters. They're all over Facebook.
What do you mean Facebook fighters?
Well, they got everything all over social networking that they're this and they're that and they're this and that. They can't really fight. Okay. So how I weed someone else, as I asked, Jamie could remember, the first thing I ask a fighter is, why do you want to fight?
Right.
Okay? If they say anything less than I want to be a world champion, I don't want to bother with them. Okay? Now, if you say you want to be a world champion, all right?
Then you got to get in the ring and prove it.
Well, then you're a freak because you're making accomplishments you're not supposed to be.
Right.
So are you willing to do the
What it
work
takes.
that it takes, the sacrificing that it takes?
Right.
This young lady last night, when I called her, it was maybe 9 o'clock. She had to go to bed to get up at 5 today. Okay?
So you can blame me.
Well, I told him he was texting me too late.
Right.
I gotta go to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Peter Manfredo Jr.,
Oh, there's a name.
Peter
Yep.
Manfredo Jr. gets up at 4 o'clock every morning,
Yep.
goes to work in construction for the union in Boston,
Yep.
and would come home when he was fighting, and after the day's work of being a laborer,
Right.
go to the gym and train. So it's what your work ethic is.
Right.
You know. You
And they do it
can't-
every day, right? Or just
yeah,
about
you-
every
you
day.
You can't play boxing. You can't play boxing. You can't play MMA either. And consequently, you gotta be real, because it takes an awful lot, that person that's on the ring, that person wants to take your head off, okay?
Right.
And
Right.
I tell a fighter after they spar or something, and you might do the punch, you might do 50 push-ups or something. Listen, do 60 because your opponent's doing 50.
Right.
So you want to be
Right,
better
right,
prepared.
right.
A lot of fights are won by being better prepared.
Absolutely.
You have the cardio. You're in shape. You know, Bob, a lot of people work out and they think they're in shape.
Right.
They get in the ring and just listen, not take no punches, but just try to keep their hands up for 3 minutes.
Right.
They won't do it.
Right. And
Just
try to do that
keeping
for
their-
30 minutes.
Right. Just keeping their hands up, they'll fall down after a couple of times.
Right, yeah.
But I say to my fighters to listen. To this day, I work out every day, and if I don't, I'm miserable. I have to
Really?
work out. I have to work out every day.
I wish I could get in that mindset.
Yeah, and you know, my spot right now is Lincoln Woods. It's 2.5 miles around, all hills.
Yep.
And you know, I can't run anymore because I got a bad knee, but I walk 5, 6, 7 miles a day.
Really?
And mentally and physically, it keeps me right. It keeps me very sharp. And if I miss a day, I'm miserable.
So you do it every day?
Every day I do it. Every day, no days off.
Rain, shine?
Rain, I'll go to Lincoln Mall
Yep.
and walk inside Lincoln Mall.
Good idea.
But I don't make an excuse that I'm not going to work out today
'Cause it's raining.
No, I don't do that. And I expect the same from my fighters.
Right.
If they don't have that motivation, then they don't want to be champions. They don't want to win their fight. You know, they got to have the same motivation.
Well, that makes sense to me.
The only thing that I can't do for one of my fighters is get in
The ring.
and
do
fight
it for them. Right.
I try that and I
No,
get in
it doesn't
trouble.
work.
So,
Those are the good old days.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Those are in the early days.
Right.
How many fights have you had, Jamie?
I've had a lot. I mean, with amateur and pro together, I'm probably around 70 fights.
70 fights?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
So I had a big
God.
amateur career in Canada also before I turned pro. And
Wow.
then came here, yep. So I've been doing
When
it a
did
long
you
time.
start fighting? How old were you?
I was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
how was it for a girl in Canada fighting?
So when I started there, I was the first female allowed in the gym, and half the gym quit because they didn't want a girl in the gym.
No
But,
way.
Yeah, I was very fortunate because I had a really a great trainer, and
So he didn't
his-
want to hear it. He let him.
He was fine with it. His
Right.
father owned the gym. He had it, and then his son ended up taking it over. But you know, I was just really lucky because he didn't treat me any differently. He pushed me the same, and kind of showed me what boxing was really about. And that's like day one. I fell in love with it. So and I'm still doing it.
As Jamie said earlier, that when a female some years ago walked into a boxing
Right,
gym,
right.
the trainers would
Didn't want to hear it, right?
they didn't want no part of it. So they had an awful lot to overcome.
Overcome, exactly.
Yeah.
Much more than
But right
guy.
now, it's one of the hottest things in boxing and MMA.
What's that?
Female.
Female
Yeah.
boxing and female MMA.
Really?
What was the fight you went to?
Oh, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. So they were the main event at Madison
Main event
Square
at
Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
The
in
main
New York,
event.
sold
Yeah.
out. They actually had to print extra tickets.
Wow.
And I mean, I've been to fights in Las Vegas, Atlantic City. I've been to a lot of big fights, and there was just like, I mean, I just get excited thinking about it because it was just a huge event for females and female
Right.
boxing. And unfortunately, female champions don't get paid even close to what a male champion would get paid. So these women really.
But even if you fill out a stadium, fill a stadium like that?
No, it's not comparable. You
Yeah.
know, it's not being prejudiced in any way. It's not only in boxing and MMA. It's in the world.
Oh, of
Females
course, yeah,
don't get
yeah.
equal pay.
Right, right.
You know, I mean, they do the job, but that was great because when let's say Jamie was coming up, and I'd go to one of the TV stations or something, say, I want to put Jamie as a main event. They wouldn't accept it.
No.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't make a female a main event.
Right.
You know, so they've overcome, but it's hot right now. It's on the top of the charts.
Yep.
And I think Jamie, as an opportunity, someone that has fought for the years that she has fought, when you come and see her fight on June 24th at Twin River Casino, and she enters that ring, She looks like Superwoman.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
she looks like Superwoman
No,
now.
I know, but she right now, from now to the fight, how much weight do you have to lose now? Where are you now?
About a pound.
Huh?
About a pound.
Oh,
Not
oh,
that
a
much.
pound.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
close
Wow,
on
that's
weight.
nothing. I
usually
could
come
almost
under-
lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
I'm
know
pretty
what?
close.
You know, we just did a fight in Las Vegas, Bob, and one of our fighters, it was for two titles, and the fighter had to come in at 135
Right.
because he's a lightweight, right? So he goes on a scale. He's 135.5.
Right.
Them are ounces now.
Sure, half a pound.
All right.
6 ounces, 8 ounces.
Right. So he's 135. So he goes
running around?
He does everything, comes back. They gave him 1 hour
Right.
to lose that to 135.
Don't tell me he was off by
Wait,
one.
he comes back, he's 135.2.
Oh,
Now he's got 20 minutes,
oh,
okay?
yeah.
And to see the sacrificing, because, you know, like Jamie, a fighter, except if they're heavyweights, they have no ounce
Right,
of
you
fat
got
on
nothing
them.
to lose.
So once you reach a point
Right. There's no more losing.
that you can't lose it.
Nothing to give.
So I'm telling you, that's what the sacrifices a fighter makes getting into the ring. There's a lot that goes into
And I
it.
sometimes wonder when they do make those sacrifices, because they got to get down, like you said,
Yeah.
they're running around. Doesn't that weaken them to fight?
I believe it does. And, you know, I think, and Jamie could say what she thinks, but I think getting in a sauna to lose weight is the worst way to lose weight.
Really?
Because that, I believe.
So the water,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
that-
fluid.
electrolytes, minerals, it depletes you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just learned, I have been in the sport for a really long time. And that's one thing I learned, over the years is just, maintaining a certain weight and just doing it the right way. And, as being a female and, I am on the older side to be in the sport, I think it's important for me just to keep my body in top
Yeah.
condition all the time.
You couldn't do it any other
I
way.
couldn't do it any other way.
Yeah.
So for me, it's important to be,
So
close
even
to
losing
that
a
weight.
pound's got to be difficult for you.
No. I mean, I make the weight very easily.
Really?
I think when, hopefully a big opportunity will come for me at some point and, we might even go down a weight class. But, I'm comfortable here and I can eat and I feel strong. And I think that's really important because, I work throughout the year to maintain where I need to be. So I try not to go over a certain weight throughout the year.
Which is what?
So I try not to go over like 5 pounds of my weight class. But again, I'm a 45-year-old woman. I need to.
That's amazing.
It's
That's
it is different,
amazing.
and I
No,
think
but
men.
she's one of the few because there's other fighters. I mean, I'll take a Vinny Paz when he finished fighting, he'd go up 30, 40 pounds.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
And there's fighters that are not as fortunate because it's the way her diet is and everything she's doing.
Right.
To stay 5, 8 pounds over where you are.
Where her fighting
That's
weight.
amazing.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
When
But it's got to be hard to do. It's got to be
Wait,
awfully
when
hard.
you-
Constant sacrifice.
when you now put 25, 30, 35 pounds on,
Yeah.
now not only is it so hard, it's not healthy.
Right.
You know.
To lose that much
Yeah.
weight.
So to answer your question, of course, when you drain yourself out, and at them last minutes, last hours, that you're trying to get that other pound off you,
Yep.
it weakens you. It
No doubt.
positively does.
Right. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I think one of the things, Jamie, with her, with the gym and everything else and people around her, I think she's worked with nutritionists and other people like that have made her more knowledgeable on how to take care of herself as well.
Right.
You know? I wish she could teach a lot of the other fighters.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Now you have 2 kids, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Boy and girl.
So I have a daughter who's 13 and my son's 9.
Either one of them want to fight?
My son boxes.
Does he?
He's at the gym. Yeah. Right now he's playing a lot of soccer, but on his off season he's in the gym, and he's very he has the personality where he could because he's so competitive.
Right.
My daughter, she I think it's a little bit different for her, and she is just starting to get used to the fact that I'm doing this again. And, you know, like my son thinks it's kind of cool, and all his friends thinks it's cool, but, you know,
And it's
being
been
a daughter.
how long? 7 years?
8
8
years.
years.
8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Wow.
8 years. But if she didn't take care of herself, she could never do it. So listen to this. The other thing is, and this is what makes me happy at times as well. So Jamie's from Warwick. She lives in Warwick.
Right.
Right? Kids go to school in Warwick.
Yep.
Right? Here we are fighting in Warwick at Crown Plaza. All right? Minutes from her house.
Right.
So
Now this is when? This was
February.
February.
Yeah.
Right? We fight at Crown Plaza, which they're good friends of mine. They really tried to help us as best they could. The Warwick Council gave her an award.
really
Yeah, they had
a proclamation.
yeah, Jamie, why don't you talk? That was beautiful. That was beautiful that night. Tell them a little about that.
So they just brought me in and, you know, thanked me for what I was doing for the city of Warwick, because I also own a gym in Warwick,
Right.
at a city council meeting. And, you know, we just had a lot of support there and met a lot of great people. And, you know, again, it just all goes back to that community. So being able to, you know, own a gym, a business,
Yeah.
train, have my kids, you know, go to school across the street from my house in Warwick. Then we're, you know, having the event at Crown Plaza, which is about 4 blocks from my house. So, you know, it was just a great, you know, great thing for my city and for the people there. And, you know, it was really nice to be recognized for that.
Yeah,
Sure.
they did a great job, and I think also they allowed Jamie to open up the council meeting
Oh yeah.
by her doing the
The Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was,
That
You
was-
didn't fumble it, did you?
I did not, and
No,
you know,
she did
it's.
great
As a
job.
Canadian
I did okay
too?
as a
No, no,
Canadian. I know
as a
my kids
Canadian.
had to kind of help me a little bit, so
Yeah, but she
they
did
helped
a
me
great
practice.
job, and it was outstanding. She opened up the actual
Yeah.
meeting. They allowed her to do that. She did
Wow.
a great job.
I was actually more nervous about that than the actual fight.
No way.
But it was great, and like I said, it was just nice, you know, to be recognized in the city that, you know, I'm raising both my children were born at Kent County, and you know, it's a very special place for me and my family.
No, what does your husband think of this?
Well, that, you know, we met in the gym, and he's actually one of my sparring partners still
Oh.
to this day. Yeah, so we're in the gym together all the time.
He doesn't beat you up, does he?
No,
No, I was just I was thinking the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
I was thinking the other way around.
You know, but no, he's a great supporter, and he's been in boxing. He used to spar with Vinny for years.
Oh, really?
To help him get ready, and you know, he fought in the Golden Gloves, and so he's actually been involved in boxing longer than I have.
He can handle himself,
He can
too.
handle it. Yeah, he works at the Department of Corrections.
Yeah.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
He's a lieutenant
Yeah,
at
he's a
Maximum
god there.
Security.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's, you know, he's great because he knows me, and he knew me as an athlete before we were together. So he understands, you know, the sacrifices and tries to support me as much
I don't
as
think
possible.
any other husband will put up with
No,
it.
no. I don't know how she does that. Really.
Because he's, you know, when she's doing all her stuff she's got to do.
He's gotta take care of the kids.
He's got to take care of the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a balance. You know,
Yeah.
it's not easy every day, but I'm just, you know, again, lucky to have that support.
Now, is everybody a vegan in the house?
Yeah, my husband is a vegan now, 2 years in.
Oh, you got it. You broke him
I
in.
broke him in after 10 years. And,
You browbeat him, right?
yeah, he's never been healthier. He's very healthy. And, you know, my children are vegetarian. So,
Really?
yeah, you know, and it's our way of living, and it works for us. So,
Maybe we'll start you off too.
Yeah. Well, you save a lot of money, don't you? Is it cheaper?
Yeah, it can be, absolutely.
Well, you don't have
know.
to pay for beef. Or,
And
No,
yeah.
right.
So, yeah.
right?
Yeah, and very,
Wait
you
a
know.
minute. Do you eat fish?
Nope.
Cut
I don't
it
eat
out.
any
You don't even eat fish?
Animal. No,
Wow.
no animal. So, you know, it's been, like I said, it's been great for me, 10 years. And I feel that it's helped me. You know, if you look now, a lot of athletes are really going plant-based.
Right.
Even if they are still having meat in their diet most of their diet is plants. So
Yeah,
that's
a lot
just-
of the athletes are doing that.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah?
of vegan, a
Yeah.
lot of vegetarian, and then just surrounding plant-based.
I
Because the
would think-
recovery is a lot better for
The what?
athletes. The recovery. So when you're getting in all those nutrients and vitamins,
Really?
it's a lot easier to recover.
No, I would think the opposite. I would think it wasn't enough nutrients.
No, there's a lot.
Yeah?
So, yeah, and it's just I learned, and I did study nutrition, and this is like one of my passions. So.
All right, what's a normal dinner? What do you have for dinner?
Well, I have a lot of like plants, so a lot of greens, sweet potatoes.
Oh, I love sweet potatoes.
yeah,
so I'm all right with that.
I do some.
Well, you gotta start. See, you
Yeah,
start.
see, I can
Eggplant.
help you
How
out
about
with
eggplant?
Eggplant,
Eggplant.
yeah, a lot of lentils and chickpeas and just all the good stuff. So,
All good stuff.
All good
No
stuff.
ice cream, though, huh?
well, they have vegan ice cream.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, but I'm in training, so I can't have that. I have to wait until the 25th for
Really?
the vegan ice cream.
Yeah.
See, that's my downfall. But it ain't vegan ice cream. It's the regular.
Maybe we'll have some vegan ice cream
Yeah.
at our after party after she
We'll have
fights.
some
Really?
vegan ice cream, yeah.
Right.
Do you go overboard with the vegan ice cream after?
No, I'm not. It's for me. It's I like eating this way and I like living this way, so I try and kind of stay with this all the time. I do treat myself, but I like how I feel when I eat really clean.
Now, do you remember the last time, how many years it was ago that she was on the show? It had to be between 18 and 20 or 21, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Because I'm looking at her as she sits here, and I'm
I'm
saying,
sa-
you look just like you did then.
Yeah, I'm saying it's close to 20 years.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
I think I've been signed with CES for
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
think,
so Bob, look how good you look.
I don't look like her.
So this is
This-
this is the MMA,
The MMA, that's the 17th.
and this is the boxing.
MMA is on the 17th. You got this? MMA is on the 17th, and boxing's on the 24th.
Yeah.
Both at Bally, formerly known as Twin River.
You got it.
And it starts at 6 p.m. on the night of the 17th. And Jamie, I'll be there for that. That's the 24th at, again, Bally's, formerly Twin River, at 6 p.m. Jamie's going to be fighting around 10, you say?
Yeah, I would
Somewhere
say
around that.
9:30, 10 o'clock.
But you got to get there before that.
Yeah.
You want to be there much
All the
before
fights.
that.
Want
Because
all the
there'll be a lot of good fights there.
Yeah.
You got a couple guys. One guy's 10-0, right?
Yeah, well, we just signed an Irish fighter from
Yep.
Boston, Francis Hogan, who had over 200 amateur fights.
Yep.
He's 10-0 with 10 knockouts.
Wow,
Yeah, he's an iron worker. He's an iron worker for the union in Boston.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're wrapping it up. It looks like you did an hour with Bob, Jamie.
we did it.
And Jim?
And we were honored to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
See you on the 17th and the 24th
Thank you.
at Twin Rivers, and better known as Bally's now.
That's it now.
We'll get used to it. We'll get
Okay.
used to the name
Yeah,
change,
we
right?
will. We will.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Jamie,
much.
thank you. And good luck on the 24th.
Thank you.
That's it for us, folks, and thank you for spending an hour with Bob.